Hey there, Gavin Gear here from UltimateReloader.com. I thought we would take a look at something completely different today, something that I haven't shown before ever here on UltimateReloader.com, and that is a hand press. And this is no ordinary hand press. This is a top of the line hand press. It's the Buchanan Precision Machine hand reloading press. And what this enables you to do is to reload away from your bench. Now, why would you want to do that? Well, maybe what you want to do is size and deprime while you're sitting on the couch watching TV. Maybe you need to fine tune your bullet seating depth, a certain number of thousandths off the lands, while you're at the bench, while you're shooting groups. This press is going to enable you to do that. So in this video, I'm going to give you an overview of the press. We're going to set it up and actually do some sizing of some really difficult .308 Winchester machine gun shot military brass. We'll look at setting up the sizing die and the seating die. We'll do all of the on-press operations with it. So let's take a look at the press and then we'll get going using it. This is a precision product. It's machined from 6061 aircraft grade aluminum. These are CNC machined levers on the side here. It's got stainless link plates and it's got O1 drill rod for the guide rods. This is a lifetime tool. It's not for those who are on a budget. This is for someone that wants the very best for reloading away from the bench, in the field, on the couch, that kind of thing. And what's unique about it, a couple things, is first, it's got the Hornady lock and load bushing system as an option. You can get the press with or without it. So either standard 7/8 by 14 threads or with this lock and load bushing kit, which is definitely what I'm after because I like the quick change dies and I have it on my other presses as well. It's also got an integral primer catcher and it stands up on a flat and level surface. That makes this a unique design, and once you start using it, you'll find, wow, it's just a really well engineered and really precision machined piece of gear. So why don't we take a look at our first operation, which is setting up our sizing die and sizing some difficult brass. With 3 3/4 inches capacity for cartridge overall length, this press is going to be able to size and seat bullets on pretty much any standard rifle cartridge short of something like a 50 BMG, that kind of thing. So check your cartridge specs. What we're going to be working with here is .308 Winchester. Like I said, this is a machine gun fired brass. It's military. It's very stiff stuff. I've got my Imperial case sizing wax. I've got a Hornady die set that we're going to use here. So I've got the sizer deprimer and the seater. And we'll start using one of the included Hornady lock and load bushings. We're going to install that into the press. And I'm going to go over all of the basics. You're going to want to check your die manufacturer's instructions for setting up their dies. I've got a #1 shell holder in here already. We're just going to screw this down until it contacts the shell plate, and then I'm going to give it just a little bit more. You can feel that just a touch more. Okay, that's a good hard stop there. We'll see how that does by checking our setup with a case gauge. So I'm going to take the case. We've got the case sizing wax here. I'm just going to smear fairly generous but not excessive quantity. I'm going to wipe the excess off onto a Q-tip. Get a little bit started inside the case mouth there, and then we can just insert the case. I'm showing you the front of the press here. Normally that would be facing myself. We're going to go ahead and push the handles together, and then when we go to pull them apart, we're going to pull them away from and towards my chest here. So that typically is a very difficult operation on a lever operated reloading press. As you can see, I was able to do that. It required a little bit of force, but pretty much comparable to what we've got on the lever operated press. So I'm going to check it with my case gauge and continue to adjust that die setup until we're completely where we want to be. For successive cases, of course, we don't need as much lube. and we can go ahead. We want the arms pointing kind of parallel to the chest when we're going to be doing a sizing operation. Push those together and then pull them apart like so. So this is kind of an extreme case. This is very, very difficult brass to size. I've also sized 30-06 on this press in a more conventional fashion when it hasn't been shot in a loose chamber, and it works really, really slick. So now that we're done with sizing, we're going to move on to bullet seating. So I'm going to install another lock and load bushing. We've got our die here ready to go. I've backed the seating plug kind of most of the way out here. And all we need to do is take our reference cartridge, put it into the press, and start to lower the die. We're going to raise the ram here and then lower the die until it contacts firmly. That's going to ensure that the cartridge is held securely while the bullet is being seated. We're going to snug down our lock ring just a little bit and then work the seating plug down. Now we're going to lower the cartridge and then give ourselves a few more thousandths to take up the slack in the press. So we've got our 168 grain hollow point boat tail match bullets here. We're going to take one of the cases that we've already sized. Okay, so this one would be a good example here. We're going to insert the bullet into the case, and this is one of these situations where we're going to, because of the collar that comes down on the Hornady die, we need to actually tip it up in. That's going to actually hold the bullet, which is nice. And then we can go and seat our bullet. So there we go. We have a duplicate cartridge. The next step would be to take a bullet comparator to measure the ogive distances, reference points for both bullets, so that we could dial that in exactly where it needs to be a certain number of thousandths off the lance. So, a little bit of a crash course with the Buchanan Precision Machine hand reloading press. This is a really nice piece of gear, and what I thought I would do is I'll follow this video up by taking this press out into the field, and we'll actually work through a real scenario, working up loads and maybe correcting a bullet, seating depth, that kind of thing. And you'll see just how portable it is. We'll clamp it to the table and get completely set up for an in-field reloading scenario. So there you go, the Buchanan Precision Machine hand reloading press. I've got a full write-up on ultimatereloader.com. You're going to want to click through the first link in the video description to check out the full story. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you don't want to miss any of the action here on GavinTube, please subscribe to my channel. Until next time, happy shooting and happy reloading.